So I use a lot of local LLMs for a lot of stuff, my daily use, and also to build agents and tests. I don't use APIs, I use local LLMs. So I wanted to create a benchmark, a small project, toy project, mostly for learning, benchmark to evaluate all the LLMs. This is a multimodal benchmark. There are four categories, four wide categories, where I divided the tasks. There are 100 tasks, so each category has 25 tasks: logical reasoning, coding, and ethics. And then we have multimodal tasks, where it's basically a question on some image. Blog I wrote explaining the project. Here's the leaderboard, graphs, and stuff. But yeah, let's talk about the tasks. So there are, like I told, four categories. Each category has a task. You can see that there's this task which is basically a coding question. Similarly, we have logical score, which logical tasks, logical reasoning, where you have some reasoning questions. And then we have ethics. So this is one section which I wanted to add. I wanted to test how LLMs perform on such questions. So I created some 25 questions on this. And then we have multimodal question. So you have an image like this, and then you have some question. So what emotion does this painting convey? All these images are generated using Grok. Grok is fantastic when it comes to image generation. And you can see the result here. So Llama 3.2 is a 11 billion parameter model. Gemma 3, I used the 4 billion parameter model. I did not, for some reason, the 12 billion parameter model was not running on my system. I'm not sure why. And you can see the score, they are sorted. So this was the score which I got. So the project is open source. The repository is open source. You can go there. Then run the bash file, and when you run it, you will have plots like these coming up. So this was a plot, bar plot, and based on the scores. Then we have a radar plot, which also called a spider plot, which looks cool. And then for each category, scores of all the LLMs. This is Gemma's radar plot. And yeah, let me show you the code. Show code base. So if you come to the code base, you have a section where I explained how to run this. And basically, you clone the repository to install the requirements file, and you just run these commands to run the bash script. So we have a bash script which tells what to do. So you run the evaluate.py, and then you run the benchmark.py, and you run the clause.py. These are the three Python scripts which I wrote. So this is how each task looks like. For coding, it's a bit different. Others have something like this. You have some options. You also have the correct answer. The LLM has to give one option. And for multimodal LLMs, you also have image part in the metadata. So basically, mention all the LLMs here, models to test, and then you run the file. So once you run the bash file, you basically have this file named leaderboard.md, which has the table. You can see this, and if you go to the results section and click on this, so you have detailed results for each category as well. But this is for coding, where you have all the LLMs and their test cases, how many passed, stuff like that. So you also have these plots. I use Plotly, and it's an automated script. Runs a bar plot, a radar plot, and another bar plot. I think you've seen in the blog post. And that's it. This is the whole project which I made. It took me around 10 days, I think 7 days to make this. And I learned a lot. I read a lot of papers. And obviously, there are a lot of improvements which I need to do. I need to add a lot of tasks to make it proper, but that takes time, and I'll obviously do that.